Yeah, I'm so excited to see so many people have joined us tonight. So it is 6:05 and we're going to be starting the webinar now. So again, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Ayana McIntosh. I graduated from Howard University in 2025. So I'm a new practitioner and I've been a pharmacist for about 2 months now since I just passed all of my boards. So I'm just super excited to spend the next hour with you guys, preparing you for what I truly believe will be an incredible convention experience. I also have Dr. Precious Craig with me representing SNPhA and Dr. Terry Moore, who is going to be representing NPhA. So you guys want to just jump off mute and introduce yourselves?
I'll start. Or you want to wait till the next slide. I can do that if you whenever you want to move to the next slide since I'm
Yep.
first. That'll be fine.
So we're first going to start with the agenda. Today we're going to walk through everything you need to know before arriving to Rockville, Maryland. We'll briefly explore the history of NAFA, the birth of SNAFA, reflect on some things that we did in the past year, review the convention schedule, highlight some events that you don't want to miss, and finish with some travel tips and networking advice. Throughout the presentation, I hope that you guys all gain from this the fact that this is going to be an exciting convention and that there's so much to learn and grow from.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Terry Smith Moore. I am an NPhA Life member, and I am super, super excited to welcome you all to the convention this year in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, my hometown, Washington, DC. It's going to be super exciting. Forget all the other places you've gone to a convention. This is where you want to be this year. We're going to be on and popping, and you don't want to miss it. So I know all of you on this call are probably registered. Make sure you get at least 10 other friends to come because they're going to be mad at you when you tell them how much fun you had and they missed it. Okay, that's my plug for DC. I am the NPhA Executive Advisor, but I'm also the chair of the 80th Anniversary History Project. Now, why 80 years? Look here, our history nearly 80 years ago. Dr. Chauncey Cooper founded the National Pharmaceutical Association in 1947, right here in DC on the campus of Howard University. You want to check that out when you get here for convention as well. NPhA was created to ensure that minority pharmacists had a home and that we advance health equity, leadership advocacy, excellence, and that we serve those communities that otherwise are left underserved and underrepresented. It is so important that we know our history, that we celebrate our history. And so, as we now in our 79th anniversary this year, we are going to be gearing up for what's going to happen in the 80th. But Chauncey Cooper and others, it was a group of other pharmacists with him who saw a reason, and that is our reason for being today. Next slide. And yes, we did start with pharmacists, those who were licensed and practiced and needed to find a professional home, but we cannot forget our students. And so the Student National Pharmaceutical Association, affectionately known as SNPhA, was founded in 1972, not that long ago, founded by Sharon Rockmore, who's now Sharon Lovick Edwards, and John Scrivens, who unfortunately just recently passed away. But Sharon and John had a vision for how student pharmacists, minority student pharmacists, needed a home as well. And SNPhA was the place that became the Education Service Association for pharmacy students, and today is an organization that has grown tremendously across all the colleges and schools of pharmacy nationwide. So when you come to the convention in July, in a few weeks, at this convention, you're going to hear, make sure you look for and listen for more information about the fabulous 80th anniversary history project and exhibition and display. I'm just telling you previews of coming attractions next convention, but you're going to get some insight into it at this convention because our history is something we need to know, that we need to celebrate, that we need to also find the way that we all can continue being history makers. So, with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, the Dr. McIntosh.
And then, Dr. Precious, did you want to speak about anything involving SNPhA?
I believe she covered everything, but just as a quick introduction, my name is Dr. Precious Craig, new grad as well, just graduated this past May in 2026, and just looking forward to connecting with you all at the convention. Like Dr. Moore said, Student National Pharmaceutical Association is a completely student-ran organization from the leadership. We're all students across the US, overseen by our executive director, Dr. Christian, who isn't a student, she's a pharmacist. But yeah, just really looking forward to connecting with you all. If you're a student looking for a home, along with other underrepresented students across the US, SNPhA is definitely the place for you.
And if I can add, thank you so much for saying that, Dr. Craig, that the Student National Pharmaceutical Association is a subdivision of the National Pharmaceutical Association. We have a strong relationship as the NPhA, the parent that makes sure that SNPhA is as successful as it can be, and that yes, there are student leaders that, with the guidance of the parent organization, have made this SNPhA organization what it is today. Thank you so much for your leadership, Dr. Craig.
Of course.
And
Thank
then just speaking as a new practitioner, last year I did graduate, and the transition from SNPhA to being a full member of NAPHA was a lot easier than I expected. I found some amazing role models and mentors in NAPHA. Past year has truly been filled with remarkable accomplishment across both NAPHA and SNPhA, from educational programming, advocacy efforts, and community outreach. We've just been continuing to expand the impact nationwide. So if you are worried about where do you fit in after graduating, NAPHA is definitely the place to find your home. So this year's convention theme reminds us that transformation always begins with the mindset. As healthcare professionals, we often wait until we feel completely ready before pursuing leadership opportunities, but speaking up and stepping outside of our comfort zone is where we are allowed to grow in. The reality is that growth happens when we choose to act and choose to be a part of the impact that it involves in our community. So I hope you leave at this convention not only with new knowledge, but with the confidence to lead you wherever your career takes you. So what's some things to expect when you come to this convention? The convention is so much more than attending continuing education sessions. Over the next several days for the convention, you'll have the opportunity to not only earn continuing education credit, but you'll be able to connect with exhibitors in the exhibit hall, participate in various competitions. There are 2 different headshot times that we have. You'll be able to celebrate with colleagues through award programming, building relationships with other pharmacists across different zones. As you see inside the chat, we have zone 1 through 5 all represented inside of this session. So just think about how much more people will be at the convention. I can encourage you to step outside your comfort zone and experience as much as possible. So we made an attire just so that you can be comfortable in what you wear and know how to pack for the convention. So any of the sessions that we have, it's either going to be business casual or business professional. And then for all of the social events that we highlight in not only today's webinar, but also located on the Yap app, any of the social events, you can wear casual clothing. So one of the greatest strengths of our convention is the quality of our continuing education sessions. Throughout the weekend, you'll hear from nationally recognized speakers who are addressing some of the most important issues affecting pharmacy practice today. These sessions are designed to be practical, timely, and applicable to the world at large at this time. Even if the topic falls outside of your current practice idea that you want for your career, I encourage you to go just so that you are kept abreast on what is happening in the pharmacy world at large. And I encourage you to attend with an open mind. You never know who you run into and what you may learn. So the next few slides are just highlighting some of the CE speakers that we have with us. So Dr. Trisha E. Shaw is going to be speaking about maternal health. And maternal health remains one of the most urgent public health challenges in the United States, with Black women continuing to experience disproportionately higher rates of pregnancy-related complications and mortality. So this session is going to explore how pharmacists can play a more active role in improving maternal outcomes through patient education, medication management, and advocacy. Dr. Jewel Riddick is going to be discussing understanding the reclassification of marijuana in American drug policy. And he's going to be touching on the evolving landscape of cannabis policy, which continues to shape healthcare, and pharmacists need to understand both the science and the regulatory changes behind these decisions. This session will examine the implication of marijuana's reclassification, how it may affect patient care, research, prescribing practices, and the pharmacist's professional responsibilities. It's an excellent opportunity to separate fact from fiction and gain a balanced understanding of an issue that is receiving significant national attention. Our last highlighted CE speaker is Dr. John E. Clark. He is going to be discussing the role of Black pharmacists in advancing social justice and civil rights. So as healthcare professionals, we often think about the impact we have one patient at a time. But this session just reminds us that as Black professionals and other minority professionals, we also shape history by advocating for equity, expanding access to care, and challenging those systematic barriers that affect entire communities. It's important for all of us to continue advancing health equity through our own careers and understanding how our history gives us a greater appreciation for the responsibility that we have to shape the future. So I wanted to also use this time to highlight the schedules. So again, the best way that you're going to be kept abreast with the schedule will be the YAP app, which we will provide at the end of the session. And I just wanted to highlight a few of the events that will be on each of the days. So Friday is all about getting settled, and setting the tone for the weekend. Registration opens at 7 a.m. throughout the entire weekend. And then it has different closing times, but on Friday, it will be open from 7 to 4. After registration opens, the educational programming begins alongside leadership meetings, competitions, sponsored lunches, and our opening general session. As you can see on the screen, we have a wide range of different events for you to attend. So this is only just a snapshot of the few events that I wanted to highlight. But once you get the app, you'll be able to see a long list of them. And the idea is to plan ahead. Decide what is most important to you, decide the events that you want to go to that you're interested in, and plan ahead. My advice is to introduce yourself to at least 3 people on Friday, because those connections often become the foundation for the rest of the convention experience. So another thing that will be kicking off at 7 a.m. will be our yoga session. This is a great way to kick off the weekend, start fresh, get your limbs limber, and we have an amazing instructor with us, Alessandra Proghi. I do apologize if I'm pronouncing her last name incorrectly. She is going to be stretching us all out between 7 and 8 a.m. It's recommended that you wear comfortable clothing, bring a yoga mat or a bath towel, and a bottle of water. The new attendee orientation is one of the easiest environments to meet new people. Whether you're attending alone or with colleagues, I encourage you to introduce yourself. Again, just getting that networking skill and putting it to the test. Remember, everyone is here because they share a passion for pharmacy and advancing the pharmacy career. So your next conversation could lead to you connecting to your next mentor, collaborator, or lifelong friends. So that is going to be Friday from 4:30 to 5:30. For the opening general session, Dr. Wu Ta is going to be our keynote speaker. He has been a practicing pharmacist since 1990 with experience that expands hospital, retail, consulting, community pharmacy, and academia. His extensive leadership in global health initiatives across Africa was supported by organizations such as USAID, the CDC, and PEPFAR, which really reflects his longstanding commitment to advancing pharmacy practice and the public's health. As Provost and Chief Academic Officer of Howard University, my alum, his dedication to pharmacy education, minority health, and academic excellence really makes him an inspiring choice to serve as our keynote speaker. Now, here's a little bit of fun for Friday. The Bridging the Gap / New Practitioner Network reception is specifically designed to connect student pharmacists and new practitioners with professionals at large who have recently navigated the same career transition. It's a relaxed setting, so we can wear casual attire at this event. But this is also where you are going to be networking with your zone directors. So as you can see on the left of the screen, we do have our color combinations or the color themes. So if you're located in zone 1, or you're going to be wearing yellow. Zone 2 is going to be wearing royal blue. Zone 3 is going to be wearing orange. Zone 4 is going to be wearing red. And lastly, zone 5 is going to be wearing emerald green. Precious, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that the Bridging the Gap and New Practitioner Network is really an amazing opportunity to network with other people. I really like that we're bringing back the casual dress code and the colors. So it's really a good opportunity to just represent your region and to be able to connect with other people who are in the same somewhat geographical area as you. So just don't be afraid to wear those colors, be casual, while also still being professional and networking with pharmacists and fellow students.
And the theme of this is the transit system, because the next stop is your career. So Saturday is actually one of the busiest and most exciting days for this convention. In addition to the continuing education sessions, you'll have the opportunity to explore the exhibit hall, attend different workshops, visit the residency showcase, and support student competitions. The scholarship and awards recognition program is always a highlight because it allows us to celebrate the incredible accomplishment within our profession, including our student pharmacists. And as the day wraps up, be sure to attend the president's reception, which is an excellent opportunity to continue building your network. And as you guys can see, the first professional session is going to be on Saturday between 2 and 4. Which we brought up here. There are going to be 2 different days that you can get your headshots. So it's always recommended to show up early. My headshot was from last year's convention, so I know it's time for me to update that. So definitely plan ahead if you do want to get a headshot. Because it's very important. Whether you're applying for residency, jobs, fellowships, leadership opportunities, or simply updating your LinkedIn profile, a polished photo really helps you make a strong impression. And one of the fact that we have this benefit is one of the most valuable, in my opinion, because receiving your headshot really makes you stand out in the crowd. So there will be two different sessions that you can go to. And if it's interrupting with one of your different sessions that you want to go to, that's why we have two different sessions for the Saturday between 2 and 4, and on Sunday between noon and 2. So for the House of Delegates, there are also two sessions. The first one being Saturday between 10 a.m. and noon, and then the second session being Sunday between 2 and 5 p.m. So that is for the NPhA's House of Delegates. The president's reception provides yet another opportunity to connect with organizational leadership and members from across the country in a more informal setting. If you ever wanted to introduce yourself to a NPhA leader or learn more about how you can become involved with the organization, this is a perfect environment to do so. This will be held on Saturday between 9 and 10:30 p.m. Our sponsored lunches for this convention offer much more than just a meal. It's another opportunity to learn from industry partners and hear about innovation impacting pharmacy practice. I encourage you to arrive early, participate in the discussions that they are having, and take advantage of the opportunity to ask questions and be involved. These sessions often provide valuable perspective on emerging therapies, technology, and patient care. They're also a great time to have conversations with colleagues that you met throughout the day. So on Friday, Merck is going to be hosting a lunch where the topic is going to be recognizing and addressing pneumococcal disease in adults. And then on Saturday, there's actually two different lunches that you guys can choose from. So they both are going to be between 12 and 1 p.m. So the first option that you can make is either going to Gilead, whose topic is going to be prep choices. And then the second option for Saturday, again, this one is also hosted between 12 and 1 p.m., is going to be GSK. Their topic that they're going to be covering is elevating public health, which is the pharmacist's role in adult vaccination. So Sunday continues with educational programs, but also offers a unique leadership. Through the House of Delegates, leadership roundtables, and committee meetings. These sessions give members a chance to contribute to the future direction of our organization while learning from experienced leaders. The day concludes with our closing banquet and Sunday soiree, where we celebrate the accomplishments of the weekend together. And if you've never attended these events before, I highly encourage you not to miss them. So on Sunday, there will be a prayer breakfast that starts at 7 a.m. and lasts until 8 p.m. You do want to set a reservation because this event does require a reservation.
Yeah, speaking of the closing banquet, it's gonna be the last event of the evening, and I really just encourage you all to go. This is gonna be the opportunity for you all to see the transitions, especially in the presidents. I know Dr. Tamara McCann's term is coming to an end, and Dr. Roderick Peters will be taking over, and my term is also coming to an end as well. And soon to be Dr. Brittany Combes will be taking over for me. So it's really just a great opportunity to come see the closing banquet. In addition to that, a lot of the chapters at the schools will receive recognition for some of the things they've just been doing throughout the year in terms of SNPhA. So it's really just an amazing opportunity to just see all of the work that's been done throughout SNPhA and NPhA throughout the entire year. So highly encourage you all to attend this event.
So after a long weekend of learning and networking, the Sunday soiree gives everyone an opportunity to relax and celebrate together. Some of the strongest professional relationships that I've built was during this event, and I still hold them to now. Um, just one more that I wanted to say about the closing event. The attire is formal. So I just wanted to shout that out for the closing event and then the Sunday soiree as well. You would definitely want to take advantage of the chance to reconnect with the people that you met throughout the weekend in this nice soiree that we are going to be hosting between 9 and 11 p.m. This is also the time that Dr. Tamara McCants will be stepping aside as the past president, and then Dr. Roderick Peters will be stepping in as NAFA's 60th president. Although Monday marks the final day of the convention, there's still plenty to gain. Again, once you get on the Yap app, there will be a complete list of the schedule, and these are just the ones that I wanted to highlight. So we are going to be having a panel named Pharmacists Who Get Grants. I will be on that panel. It starts at 7:30 and ends at 9 a.m. We are still going to have a list of different CE sessions that will be available on the Monday as well. And then just like Precious just said, leadership transition meetings will help ensure continuity within our organization while we celebrate those that have led us these past 2 years and welcoming those that are going to be taking us forward into the future. So before heading home, please take the time to exchange contact information with the people you met and reflect on what you learned throughout the weekend. And even though the convention may end on Monday, the relationships and the connections and networking skills that you have will just continue to develop and grow onward. Throughout the event, there is going to be the Forrest Myers Hospitality Suite where the different zones will be highlighted throughout the weekend. So on Friday, the Hospitality Suite will be open from 10:30 to midnight and highlight Zone 1. On Saturday, it's going to be open from 10 p.m. to midnight and highlight Zones 3, 4, and 5. And then lastly, on Sunday, is going to be open from 10:30 to midnight and highlight Zone 2.
Just some tips for the convention. One really, really nice thing about this convention is we do utilize the Yap app. So there you'll actually be able to build your own schedule on the app. So really highly recommend and encourage you all to download the Yap app. We'll have it at the end of this presentation. In addition to that, it'll really just help you with the overall organization and planning ahead. Keep your convention badge on. It's just going to help us keep track of everybody who's there and make sure that those who are supposed to be at the convention are there. Also, we highly encourage you to have business cards available, whether it's digital or a physical card. Just you never know who you're going to bump into or network with. I remember I attended my first convention in 2022, and now I'm the national president. So you never know what can happen from just one conversation. Make sure you pack the essentials. We're going to be at a convention. It's going to be for a long time. So some of the essentials, make sure you have a charger with you. Highly recommend having a portable charger as well too, so that you don't have to kind of be stuck by a wall. Dress to impress, while you're at the convention. You never know if you're going to meet the future person who you may spend the rest of your life with. So, just dress to impress. Medications, if you take medications or maybe you need some ibuprofen or anything just to help you with the overall convention. We're all pharmacists. Don't be afraid to have your medications on hand with you. My favorite, the hand sanitizer and mints. You're going to be shaking a lot of hands. There's a lot of GI viruses going on around. So in addition to hand sanitizer, make sure you're washing your hands as well too. Another one of my favorite ones, make sure you have breath mints. You're going to be talking and engaging with a lot of people. One of my favorites as well is Listerine has these mini strips those really go a long way too. So highly recommend having some hand sanitizer and mints just to keep you smelling and tasting as and your breath tasting as fresh as you look. Also stay hydrated, rest in between the sessions as well, and don't be afraid to connect and build new connections with colleagues.
And then one thing, I did see that there were two questions in the chat. So the first question is, do the sponsored lunches require a sign up? They will require a sign up. You will be able to sign up using the Yap app a few days prior to the convention. So although we will allow you guys to download the Yap app on this next slide or the next two slides, the sign up sheet for those sponsored lunches will be closer to the convention. Secondly, I also saw a question that said, do you have to stick to your zone for the hospitality suite or can you attend them all? This convention is definitely encouraging people to network and to get out and meet new people. So you do not have to stick to your zone. The only reason we are setting it up in that way is so that you can get to know who your zone director is. But we are definitely encouraging everybody to attend them all, really, just so that we can network and get to know people. And then for the headshots, do they require a sign up? Last year, it was a first come, first serve. I did have to wait in a little bit of a line. I went to the first one, but there is not essentially a sign up for the headshot. It's just come and hope for the best. So on this slide, we do have different QR codes. So here we do have a group me for the NPhA 2026 National Convention. We also have a group me for SNPhA alone. And then lastly, the third QR code is for the download of the Yap app. When you download it, it will ask you for the N code. Oh, sorry. Which is going to be NPhA 26. So I am going to hold the webinar on this page so that everybody gets a chance to jump into the 3 different QR codes that we are providing. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to unmute yourself. You can definitely ask out loud. Or if you want to place your questions inside a chat, we can read them out loud and answer them as well. So I'm going to just hold us here so that everybody gets that chance to download the group or to join the group me's and then to download the Yap app.
I'd like to add something, Dr. McIntosh, and this is for newcomers as well as those who have attended previous conventions in the past. Our conventions are heavily made possible by our sponsors. And it's very, very important that we recognize our sponsors. And oftentimes we do that when we're in a group, like at a luncheon or at an event specifically that they sponsor. But since many of them also have exhibits or tables, or they just have representatives there, it's important to go up to them individually and thank them for supporting NPhA as well as SNPhA. Don't want to be remiss in having our sponsors go unnoticed because their contributions are what make our convention as successful as it is. So just wanted to put that in as well.
So that was all that we had for this Know Before You Go webinar. We are going to hold on to the Zoom. If you have any questions, again, you can jump off from mute to ask out loud, or you can put them inside of the chat. And then one of us will take it to respond. And then as we just wait for questions, I can still hold us on this page just in case anybody didn't get the chance to scan the 3 different QR codes that we have. I do see a comment in the chat. One moment. So registration ends tomorrow, but it's not too late to register today. I can put the link for registration in the chat right now. And then again, this is going to be such an amazing event. I had an amazing time last year as a new graduate, and the transition from SNPhA to NPhA was seamless, super easy. I found 3 mentors, and the way the way NPhA has allowed me to grow within this last year. I'm just really thankful for where I am in my career because of my connections to NPhA. So not only does online registration ends tomorrow, but we also do have on-site registration available as well. If you want to sign up in Rockville, Maryland. So that is the end of our Know Before You Go session. If anyone has any lingering questions, again, I'm available to read them out loud from the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask any questions out loud. But thank you guys all for joining us.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ayana, I think Rick, the president-elect, is on the call. I don't know if he has.
Oh, perfect. Hi, Rick. Hi, Dr. Peters.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Doing wonderful today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. I didn't want y'all to have all the fun. Let me
Well,
tell
you're going to
you.
be picking up a lot of the fun now that you're the incoming president.
Yeah, fun. A whole lot of fun. I just want to say, know before you go that you're gonna have a really good time at a NPhA SNPhA convention. I'm 30 years in the game, graduated from Howard undergrad and graduated from pharmacy school at Long Island University in Brooklyn, New York. And I was the president of my chapter, vice president of my chapter, and national president-elect, national treasurer. I did everything. And I'm going to tell you, the connection was wonderful. I can start it out by even saying my I had plenty of mentors, but my mentor that crossed me over, like they say in fraternities and sororities, that crossed me over was Dr. Terry Smith Moore. And she told me, when I get to school, look for SNPhA. And I was like, well, what is SNPhA? She said, look and find SNPhA. That's it. But she gave me the mission, no details, but the details rolled out when I got there, and I found SNPhA, and I found, my home that I've been in for 30 years to this date. Like you also said, I got a chance in some leadership and networking and mentorship, right? I grew up in DC, and if you weren't necessarily in a Black area, right, you don't see us standing behind the counter, right? You don't see us. I just left the hospital that I was working at where it was maybe 3% Black between pharmacists and one clinical pharmacist, to working at a hospital now that's totally the opposite. The majority of the pharmacists, the majority of directors and managers are all people of color. We are only 7% of the population. So depending on where you are, that's going to fluctuate. You'll see that as you travel the actual country. That's what my first travel country to seeing pharmacists doing everything was going to my SNPhA conventions when I was in school. And that's where I met SNPhA members, and I met people that were doing great things. And I was like, wow, that's also the other spread. The spread out was you only usually know, oh, I can work, community pharmacy, or I can work at the hospital. And then when you get to meet at these conventions, people of color from all over the United States and even sometimes the world, people coming from out of the country, you find that we are doing so many different things. And you can, just like happened to me, be at a business entrepreneur meeting, because I am a hospital pharmacist, community pharmacist, long-term care pharmacist, academia pharmacist, and also professional pharmacist in reference to the profession, being part of the Maryland Board of Pharmacy and NABP. And in that, I was able to actually, at an entrepreneurs conference, it was a session, I met my wife, who I'm now in business with together, of the pharmacy that we own together, our independent pharmacy, compound pharmacy, quality life pharmacy and health. So I met my wife at the SNPhA conference. So it is so many options for you to grow, so many options for you to see what your future could be, and then learn leadership skills. Other than church, the other leadership skills that I learned was in SNPhA. And that has taken me to, I don't know even how many heights you want to call it. I can't even measure it. From being regular pharmacists to managers to directors, and of course, representing nationally at the Board of Pharmacy and through NABP, and even holding high seats in all of that. Same leadership skills that I learned from SNPhA and church. So you can't miss it. Don't miss it. Grow. Come every year. And I can't wait to see you when you come to Maryland. It's going to be a great time. If you see me, don't hesitate to stop and holler at me. If I'm talking to somebody else, you know how that go. It's going to be continual. Just like they said, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Shy didn't get me to where I got. Shy got me, would have not gotten me to all the heights that I got to, especially when Dr. Terry Smith Moore told me to find SNPhA. If I was shy and stayed to myself, I would have never had all of that development in front of me to lead me to where I am in my career today. Representation matters, and you will see representation here. And again, even today, you'll see that when you step out, you'll be places where you're the only African American on the team, at the school, at the program, at the job, at the health fair. It is what it is. So to be able to congregate with people that have your same mission and your same ideal, and then in the end, who else is going to do anything for us but us? I hate it. Right, but us. I hated when I was in pharmacy school that, learning through our clinicals, that we were at the highest or lowest, whichever was worse, right? Whichever the measure was for the worst, we were at the height of that in disease states. And 30 years in, now still practicing, we are still at the highest or the lowest, whichever's worse, in reference to these same disease states: hypertension, diabetes, cancer, and the growing one, which we need you guys for, and I'm gonna end it on that. We need you guys for women's health. We deal with that a lot at our compound pharmacy, from issues with hair, alopecia, to hormone balancing, endometriosis, fibroids. If nobody else is going to be on the forefront of helping us do that, how are we going to get better? These numbers have to change, and they can't change if we don't focus ourselves on what disease states affect our community and how can we put and use our education to improve it. Yes. So I can't wait to see you. I hope you enjoy yourself. And again, don't forget to stop by anybody you see. Somebody you could have just seen on a picture, somebody you could have seen on the definitely on the screen, on the Zoom, somebody you saw actually at the meeting you were at. They may be able to give you one 5-minute conversation that could change your life. Please don't
Mhm.
be shy. And I hope to see you soon in a couple of weeks at the
In
Marriott
two
in
weeks.
Norfolk.
In
Two
2 weeks.
weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
And then I just want to reiterate that although online registration is ending tomorrow, we will have on-site registration. So don't be afraid if you miss the deadline for tomorrow. Don't be afraid to still show up in Rockville, Maryland, ready and excited. Registration opens at 7 a.m. throughout the weekend. So definitely still come because you can register online to attend the conference in person. So that is everything that we have for tonight's Know Before You Go webinar. I don't see any questions inside of the chat that were left unanswered. So thank you guys so much. Oh, Dr. Houston has a question or is raising her hand.
Hey everybody, good evening. Thank you for joining. Um, Rick, you brought up a great point about, just talking to people. And I wanted to just talk about that for a little bit. I know we have a mix of, students and pharmacists in the room. So if you haven't been to convention, it is like what Dr. Moore was saying. It is like a family reunion. It's like we've been talking and on these webinars and on computers and behind screens all year. Some of us for a couple years if you haven't been to convention. So this is the opportunity to really get in person and get offline. And I know there's a lot going on in the world right now. Not even right now, just for the last 6 years, there's been a lot going on. So I think it's just important to keep in mind the importance of community and the theme of convention being a revolution, right? I think everybody can agree we need a revolution right now. In many sense of the word, and revolution to me just means, when I think about a problem, I think about the system that creates it, and why that problem exists is usually beyond the person experiencing the problem or making the problem be realized is usually the system. So how do we as healthcare professionals come together and take this time to really be intentional about being the ones in our communities to be the decision makers and to join join the community groups, join the local organizations, to be really true advocates at the local level. And then how do we bring that to nationals, to the convention, and share what's working in your areas with others? So when it comes to talking to people, you're around your old friends. It's okay. It's like aunties and uncles. Don't be scared. There is etiquette. If people are speaking, typically you can just stand next to them and they'll pull you into the conversation if you're standing there long enough, awkwardly. It doesn't have to be awkward. Everybody is, pretty friendly, and it, may not look friendly, but when you go up to people and talk to them, then you will see that they are friendly. And I'm one of those people who may not, look the friendliest, but once you get to talking to me, it's like we're best friends. So just, we want everybody to feel welcome and comfortable. So I think that's important that you all feel that way. And that's why we have this, call tonight. And that's why we have the group me's as well, for you guys to connect ahead of convention. You want to find your crew, you want to have your plans. You want to know where you're going to go out to eat. You want to know, who you're going to Uber with from the airport. That's where the group me is for. That's what the group me is for. So everybody has a way to connect and meet people before we get there. So that way, when we get there, all you doing is put in faces to names, and oh, you look taller or shorter than I thought you than I thought you were, because I've only seen you on a screen. So definitely looking forward to it. But 2 weeks to get our stuff together, guys. Really. So thank you, Ayana, for this, for hosting this and letting us know what to expect. Thank you, Terry, for going through the history and, letting us know where we came from. That's always important.
Mm-hmm. And thank you, Precious, for bringing the information that you had about SNPhA and just informing us about all that you guys have done for over the years. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you at the convention.
Yay.
Have a great one, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Yep. Bye.
Chantel really
Bye.
mean. She really
Bye.
not mean. You can talk to her, really.
What?
Chantel is not me.
I said,
You,
Chantel is not mean. You can talk to her. Yes.
I'm from New York. It's just a thing, It's just a New York thing. That's all.
Have
I
a great
learned that.
one.
I learned that real quick when I moved to New York.
Yep. I think my dad is
I
so
was
mean. He's just normal. He's just
I was
normal.
late. I was late to my first few days of school because in DC when you get off the subway, get on the subway, the doors open, you kind of stand back, right, and let everybody get off, and then everybody gets on. Well, I was standing back, and next I was in the back because
Right.
in New York it's every man for himself, man. So even grandma was elbowing me like we was down in the paint. You know what I mean? Like, get out my way, Shiny boy. I gotta get on the subway. Next, the door closed, and I was standing there. I was like, damn it. So
Yep.
it's a different world for sure.
Yep. The rose from the concrete.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But that's all it is. But all right,
That's
looking
all
forward to
it
seeing you guys. Getting ready. Last minute stuff going out.
absolutely. All right, see y'all.
All right, take care.
Thank you
Peace.
all. Good night.